American pastor came to our church, and in the middle of the sermon, he points to me and says, God has a word for you. He said, it's time to release worship to the poor. I said afterwards, I said, what does that mean? He said, I don't know. I'm the messenger. So I just forgot about it. But the year after, my wife and my kids, we all wanted to go back to the Amazon. So off we go, and we hire the boat, we get on the river, and we go to the village to meet the teacher. And we're having a wonderful time. And I said, where's the school? So they took me across the village to this hut, which is probably as big as this room. And we open the door and we walk in, and it's so hot. I said to Gloria, I said, how hot is this? She said, it's about 140 degrees. And they were shoving 60 kids into this place. She said, this is not a school. And when she said that, up popped these words from nowhere. It's time to release worship to the poor. And I said, I get it. I get it. I said to my wife, we're going to build a school here. And I didn't know what it was going to cost or how we'd do it, but I just knew that was the right response. And that was the beginning of God helping me understand what worship is. I just wish that God had taught me about worship earlier, because I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. If you look at what Jesus says when he announces his ministry, he says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to preach the good news to the poor. Right there he puts it, right there. Why did he say that? Why did he even mention the poor? Because he came to change the culture of the day, because the poor and the lame and the sick and those on the fringes of society, they were the outcasts, untouchable. And Jesus said, no, I've come to preach the good news to them. Because God cares about the poor. And he looks at us and says, are you worshipping me? I just thank God he showed me, because I was 50 something. And I thought, I've wasted all those years, pretending, basically. Well, not pretending, but just not seeing it when it's so obvious. And we just need to see the world as God sees it. And that is, you love me, you love them. You adore me, then you care for what I care for.